That's totally free. Claim yours right now at appliedconnective.com.
Do you want boots that actually feel good on your feet? Mindel delivers premium German-engineered comfort. Brought to you right here from Nebraska. Built tough for trails, fields, and everyday wear, and backed by Mindel's Comfort Promise, so you can try them on with confidence. Use promo code THETICKET at MindelUSA.com, spelled MEINDL, for free shipping. That's MindelUSA.com. Mindel, comfort you have to feel to believe.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com.
On the internet.
KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
When equipment breaks down and operations come to a halt, every single second counts. So why is your maintenance team spending 60% of their time doing anything but turning wrenches? MaintainX is the AI-powered maintenance and asset management system that helps your team get back to actually fixing breakdowns. No more searching for manuals. No more hunting down parts. No more drowning in paperwork. With MaintainX, your team can access manuals from anywhere, create new procedures in minutes, and turn voice notes into clear and complete work order feedback. What used to take hours now only takes minutes. Keep your operations moving, not your paperwork. Join over 11,000 maintenance teams that are already fixing more and filing less. Try MaintainX for free today. Go to maintainx.com/AI. That's maintain and the letter x.com/AI.
Bagels and Joe is the perfect place for breakfast or lunch in December. Try one of their delicious breakfast sandwiches or grilled breakfast burritos. Don't forget to snag a gift card for stocking stuffers and bring your family in from out of town. With 4 locations in Lincoln and 1 in Seward, Bagels and Joe.
Hey, honey, can you help me out with some holiday wrapping?
On it. I'm rocking ugly sweaters like a runway king. Jingle bells bling while the sleigh bells ring. Cookies in the oven, smell so divine. Gingerbread beats while I'm dropping this rhyme.
Not that kind of wrap. I need you to wrap these Nebraska Lottery Merry Money Holiday Scratch tickets. They make great gifts.
Got it. Holiday Scratch. There ain't no match because they're fast, fun, and easy, making shopping just breezy.
Never mind.
Top prize odds vary by game.
Sometimes good people make mistakes. When you find yourself in need of an attorney, call Liberty Law Group. The attorneys at Liberty Law Group will defend you in court and protect your freedom to get you the best possible outcome and the justice you deserve. Trust your freedom to Liberty Law Group, the best criminal attorneys in Nebraska and Iowa. Call them today at 877-404-5238. That's 877-404-5238. Or check them out online at libertylawgroup.com.
Do you want boots that actually feel good on your feet? Mindel delivers premium German-engineered comfort. Brought to you right here from Nebraska. Built tough for trails, fields, and everyday wear, and backed by Mindel's Comfort Promise, so you can try them on with confidence. Use promo code THETICKET at MindelUSA.com, spelled MEINDL, for free shipping. That's MindelUSA.com. Mindel, comfort you have to feel to believe.
Live from the 93.7 The Ticket studios in the heart of Lincoln, America. This is Inside the Huddle with Nebraska Football Hall of Famer Jay Foreman.
Fires a pass, and it's intercepted by the Huskers at the 25, Jay Foreman. And Foreman takes it down to the 19-yard line of Oklahoma. Another big play by the Blackshirts.
On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Sponsored by Advanced Medical Imaging.
Happy brisk morning, Jay Foreman, Inside the Huddle. Brought to you by Advanced Medical Imaging, 7601 Pioneers Boulevard. We're trying to warm you up here on this Sunday morning. No football, obviously, Saturday, but a lot going on in the football world. Obviously, we have Husker volleyball and Husker Nebraska basketball doing their thing over the weekend. And then we have potentially maybe some quotes or audio from Phil Snow that I think was telling, which we'd like to dive in on the football realm of it. But we want to give just due to start off with the Husker basketball team, obviously, and then we'll get into volleyball. That they'll get the party started here about 2 p.m. Central Time, or Nebraska time, as I like to call it. But the Husker men's basketball, they continue to show a team I think they're improving. They're showing grit, tenacity, and a team concept and togetherness that allows you to go into Champaign. Obviously, Stanford got busy early, and that's just who he is, and that's what you expect, right? That's what you go into the portal, and you know exactly who you want and how you want him and get him, and then you did the big part. You identified the talent, and then you made sure the role fit his skills, right? And that's what you do in the portal. That's how you make the portal successful. And obviously with Rank Mass and everybody else that they were able to get to a pretty decent lead, and then like you expect, Illinois was going to come back, and they put on a fury right before half, and obviously tied the game. Then what? Nebraska regrouped. Obviously made some adjustments and got a pretty sizable lead coming out of the break out of after the first half going to the second half. Then they were in a dogfight. You're up by 3, and their 7-footer, I think he's a lefty. Reluctantly shot the 3, tied the game. That's what you expect at home. And then Nebraska was able to run a pretty good set, which really played into their hands. Like, you give Fred Hoiberg some time to call something, and the way that they play and the way they space the court.
It's one of his best attributes. Like, you'll rarely see Nebraska have a timeout or have an inbounds play and not have a good situation come out of it.
They'll get a good shot. And I think you see it more this year because the ability to space the court, the guys like play basketball. And Fred's stuff is not really he's not like like how you have some coaches, and you don't really see this much in college, where they got to really, really coach through the whole possession.
Yeah.
I think Fred makes his reads really simple for guys. It allows them to play probably more athletically than they maybe are athletically gifted naturally.
Looks like Cyclone basketball. It's the closest thing to what he had at Iowa State.
Yeah,
when he was having his
what's his name, Marcus Pfizer.
Yeah.
That was we don't have a lottery pick, but Stanford yesterday was playing like one when you hit 32 points or have 32 points. I think what people don't understand, from my perspective on Fred's system, and obviously I think they play better defense than they get credit for. I think they're a little bit more athletic than people give them credit for. Is that his flow of offense? You make the reads. He always has a counter punch to your punch. He has a knockout punch to your lackadaisical defense, or if you play too soft. And guys are taking good shots. That's why they're shooting better, they're finishing better, you're creating more space. It seems like this year, even when they play bigger teams that might be as big or more physically imposing, there's always space in the lane. Why is there space in the lane? You have a 6'10" guy in Rank Mass and 6'8", 6'9" in Stanford, right? And then you have Burke that can actually play outside, the arc, and then can obviously play off of each other.
Well, you have Frager off the bench. You can do the same thing.
But when you have 3 guys, let's just say 6'8" and above, Burke can't shoot as probably good from outside as the other 2, but he poses problems because he can, as much as he's annoying on defense, he can be just as annoying on offense. He'll set the picks, he'll make the moves, he can handle the ball. He's kind of like a 6'9", gangly guy, but he plays like he's in men's league, but he just makes stuff happen.
It's kind of like a Draymond.
Yes.
A really good help defender.
Right.
That he doesn't always get the respect
But he's
for.
big.
Yeah.
And he's long. And so then therefore he kind of gets in the way. He's a really good defender, but those same attributes help on offense. So when you have 3 big guys and they can see over a majority of the guys that's guarding them, especially when you get them in switches, then that lessens your turnovers. Now, where they really, I think, made improvement is when you remember, if you look at it, about the last 2 or 3 minutes, maybe 4 minutes, probably the last 2 or 3 minutes before half, they didn't do a good job on the defensive boards. That's where Illinois really made it back, because they were able to get a couple of defensive boards. They were able to keep a possession and then hit a couple threes.
That was realistically their entire offense.
Yes.
Yeah, it's been their bread and butter. This is the same thing to Ohio State. They're gonna, a little bit like the Thunder, where they're not necessarily looking for. Well, they are looking for fouls, but they're going down the lane,
Yeah,
trying to get contact, trying to get to the line, slow the game down.
Right.
That's how they got tied up at 37.
Right.
Rebounds and
rebounds and then kick out threes.
Mhm.
Those are ones that you have to shoot, and generally they're like free throws for guys in college, and they're definitely in the pros. So what Nebraska did, though, they in the second half they did a little bit better job on the defensive rebounds, but then Illinois started to play better offensively. So you got to, they started hitting some shots.
Mm-hmm.
Wagler
was starting to get hot there.
Yeah, it
the
was
freshman.
Stojakovic. Wagler was
Stojakovic is a problem.
He's smooth, but he started getting busy.
Oh yeah,
right. And then and Wagler started getting busy. Then he made a couple freshman mistakes, right? So he went on that run, and then those couple, it was back-to-back possessions, right? Bad shot, and then he threw one into the stands. Nebraska took advantage of it right there,
and they kept it countering offensively as well.
Yeah,
like they did a good job when they were getting hot. They're going back to Wagler, as good as he was offensively, he still had a lot of defensive breakdowns, and Nebraska did a good job. Taking advantage of it, just holding on enough to that lead.
Yeah, and not letting Illinois get too far out ahead or really dip into theirs. And so, that's what you have when you have guys that have kind of been here and kind of worked their way up. I think when you have Frager and Jacobson, and then I think let's give a big credit to my man Garcia. You talking about a guy that last couple of games has really done some good things. Now he can shoot the three a little bit. But more importantly, the inside presence. He's a big dude. He finished back-to-back possessions underneath the rim.
Smooth operator down there.
Yeah, patience.
You're starting to see the footwork he's got.
He got footwork. He's got a good base on him because even when he was when he hit him with a couple pump fakes, the guys weren't jumping, but they were hesitating. And then he's strong enough not to get off the block or off of his position. So that means he's steady in there. And I think when you're able to get Rink or whoever he came in for a minute or two break, that's and then you're scoring, and then you had a couple of defensive rebounds that are huge. I think it's really, really good. I mean, I think it takes a total team effort. I think they have more depth than what a lot of people probably projected coming into the season. I mean, I think the emergence of obviously Braden Frager has been pretty decent, not pretty decent, been really, really good. And it's kind of like up and down. One game he'll get busy, and that's what you expect, right? He's a freshman, and but you have depth there because he gives you some physicality, gives you more athletic ability out there on the wing with his size. Good passer and all that stuff, can finish around the rim, but then he's able to stretch you a little bit as far as the 3-point range. So it was a big victory. When you get on a plane, you go up to Champaign. I think the most important thing that was they did is that sometimes you could go up there and be like, all right, man, we're going to Illinois. They're 13. All right, this has been a good run. Let's play hard and let's see if they lay down. And then once they come back to tie us, we could all right, we were supposed to lose that game. Now, see, that's the thing that I think that's really important is that with Fred, he's like a quiet competitor, right? He's very, very competitive. He's a silent assassin. As much as he's kind of all shucks and stuff, he wants to rip your heart out. But I think that goes into the team where I like the mentality of this team as much as I like the way that they're playing, because you never go up there or go to a game and not compete. You know what I'm saying? And not compete to win. You might get beat because they play good or better than you, but you never go up there with that kind of soft landing in the back of your mind. It'd be no different in Nebraska's going on the road to Indiana or to football. I'm talking about or whatever. Don't go up there and be like, oh man, we can, let this one slide. We'll get it going next week, because that's how one loss leads to two leads to three. Next thing you know, you're spiraling downhill, and everybody will forget all the good work you did for the first 10 games. And so that more mentally, I think, and then physically, it was a better or a big win for Nebraska. I think that when you look at it, they beat Illinois in everything that you want to beat them in, besides rebounding, right? And it was within 7. And really, it came down to offensive rebounds. Illinois had 13 offensive rebounds, and Nebraska had 8. So, Nebraska beat them in everything. You beat them in field goal percentage, 3-point percentage, free throw percentage, beat them in assists, you beat them in steals. Obviously, Illinois had a little bit more size in blocks, and they had, Nebraska only had 6 turnovers. They had more fast break points. They had even Steven points in the paint. But the one thing that was glaring, and this is why this is even a bigger victory, was so when they get late in the season, Nebraska had more than doubled up the Illinois in fouls.
Yeah, 21-9.
So they had no business winning this game. So that lets you know they grinded through this game.
You shoot 52%. That'll help you.
Yeah, from the
get
field.
over the hump.
Yeah, but it wasn't like you were hitting like crazy shots.
No.
It was just straight up just execution.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
you get that with the older experienced team. I think you see it more and more in college basketball. The older teams do a lot better.
Yeah, because I mean, when you get Sanford out of the portal, I mean that's a veteran player, right? You get Jamarcus Lawrence back, that's a veteran player. Then you have Rink coming back, and you got to say, like, I know you didn't get Rink out of the portal, but you got Rink, so that's a veteran player. So you picked up 3 more than capable Big Ten players in the portal in a new season for Nebraska. And so they move on to 11-0, and obviously 23 right now in the rankings. They'll probably go up some, maybe get inside that top 20 and maybe top 18. Then it's on to the next. They got a couple games, non-conference games moving forward. Then it's going to be back into Big Ten play. So, they'll probably figure they have some stuff to work on. But I think right now in the mental space where they're at, the next game's on the 21st. They play North Dakota and New Hampshire. And then they got a big, big game against Michigan State on January 2nd. They're sitting in a really good spot as far as, Big Ten rankings and obviously potentially making the tournament and moving forward. So, big up to Fred Hoiberg and company, and obviously I think it was a really big shot for Jamarcus Lawrence to, hit a big shot. And so, look, he's a guy that went away, came back, and obviously more than welcomed himself back by hitting that shot there. And we have to also make sure we check on Kent Pavelka with his call. I think he's going to go viral in the next couple of days. So next, Harrison stepped out, but we need to talk about the Lady Husker volleyball team. They take on Texas A&M today. I think Nebraska will win. I think it'll be a tough match, but I think this is a challenge that they've been looking for. I think the way they played against Kansas, I think they were inspired after the first couple games, and Kansas brought out the best in them. And I think you saw Nebraska start to crank up their intensity and get better as this win in advance goes on. So I think they have more depth and obviously experience to be able to go 4 or 5 sets if they need to. Obviously, Texas A&M is powerful, a really good program themselves, and obviously well earned to get here. And obviously number 3 seed going against Nebraska. They definitely have obviously Nebraska's attention as Nebraska has their attention as well. So it's a big match. I think Nebraska's playing at home. I think it's going to be really, really good and get off to a good start. And, I think they have a variety of lineups and what they're able to do to get over the hump and then obviously get into the Final Four. So the pressure for, these young ladies is obviously, pretty high. But I think also, the pressure is only, for them to play to their standard. I don't think it's going to be pressure into affecting their play. I think they probably are so prepared. The pressure is something that they welcome. So it'd be a really good, day to stay inside, obviously, with the brisk temperatures and watch the Lady Huskers, hopefully be, down the Aggies here at 2 p.m. So
yeah, it'll be a good one.
Yeah, it'd be tough.
You don't want
easy matches right now.
No, you don't want to overlook teams, and it's been easy to do with how good this volleyball team's been.
Yeah.
I don't want to jinx them, but man, if they just keep running through this thing, I thought Kansas might have a good chance to steal set, and didn't really even come close to it.
No, and I mean that's just part of it. I mean, when Nebraska shows up in their minds, right, and which it has been all season, they'll be just fine. I think this team is built a little different. I think Coach Danny has brought a different dynamic to it, and they'll welcome the challenge. And they just got to go out there and play their game. They know they're obviously talent-wise, they are who they are, and obviously which is very good. And when you're in a competitive environment like that, and you're playing for a bigger purpose, you're going to be challenged, and this is when you welcome the challenge. I think that's the difference in the mindset. I think they understood, where they needed to go, both mentally and obviously physically, and then obviously they added some, pieces to where practice is very competitive. You prepare for anything when you go through the season, and that's why you're able to change lineups at times in the between matches. for Coach Danny, and so you're built for days like this and competitions like this, and you know, Texas A&M is a great team. Nebraska is a great team, but then also I think it's a good time for look, if somebody has to step up and play a different role, that's why this is what championships are built on.
Yeah, and that's what Nebraska is one of its, you could argue, better advantages. Is they've been going into the bench all year.
Yeah.
And they've had the opportunity to, then let them play an entire third set since you've dominated the first two as much as they did. And, when you get to the postseason, they got a lot of answers. If Danny Busboom Kelly sees something she doesn't like or sees a matchup opportunity, she can look down her bench, and it's every coach's worst fears when you look down the bench and you got no answers. Yeah. Danny Busboom Kelly, she's got,
plenty
a decision to make on which answer do I want to go with here. And they've had that all year. So now you get to postseason play.
Yeah.
I think it also just helps the culture of that team. Like, the last person on that bench has got to be there, like,
ready to go.
Yeah, I might have to go on there. There's no relaxing at any spot on that volleyball team. Football, it's harder to do because the roster is so much bigger. But in volleyball, you can just top to bottom. Those players are all locked in because they've all had moments this year.
Oh, yeah, and that's what you want to do.
Mm-hmm.
You don't want anybody to be caught by surprise. I think they're going to be prepared and obviously go into the game with the right game plan.
And if they make it to KC, that's a nice little home crowd too.
Right. I mean, it sets up really well. So, but you just got to go through Texas A&M. I mean, they haven't been in this position in a long time.
What time does that one start?
Texas A&M?
Yeah.
2 p.m. today.
2 p.m. today?
Yeah. And one thing I think sometimes that gets overlooked with the volleyball team is how hard they work. You don't get this good. And I was trying to tell people, I know everybody was up in arms about Millard South as far as football goes. And yeah, they recruited and they have some obviously really, legendary team with all the guys going off to play at college. But don't gloss over how hard they work and how hard the Husker volleyball team works. And you have to work extra hard when you are chasing a ghost or fighting, ghosts. And that's the, the perception and the reality and expectations versus your standard. Being very, very, competitive. And, I think a couple of days off or a day or so off and being able to rest and recover for Bergen is going to be really huge. This will be her second flu game, so you might get a Michael Jordan. We might get a Michael Jordan game today, or match today. So, I think they're in a good position, and I'm excited to watch them and see them be successful because they've been a gold standard around here for quite some time. I mean, a long time.
Yeah, they've been the North Star.
Yeah,
of this program.
And even when you have an iconic coach like John Cook, that retires, and then you're able to bring in Coach Danny, was very successful in her own right, was a really good player here, and then obviously went on and really built that Louisville program up. You couldn't ask for a better situation. So I'm excited to watch them go to work today. I'm excited to watch them, rise to the challenge.
Over under on how long it takes. Last one was ridiculous. So it was like a minute and.
I look at it like this, 17?
Man.
When you play in these
or an
games,
hour and 17.
you play in these championship games, man. And, it takes what it takes.
Yeah.
There's an old saying, and it somewhat goes into volleyball, is that and I always kind of keep it real short when people ask, like, okay, how'd you guys train or whatever? We trained for 5 quarters, so 4 quarters were easy. So they're trained for 5 sets. So anything on a night like that, they just bury you, rinse and repeat. And so, that's where I think they're, sitting pretty. And, they're probably excited just like it is, like I would be for like a football game. They're just probably looking at the clock, waiting to get, ready to, at this point, when you're a competitor, it's like, let's get it on.
Yeah, I'm sure they would have much rather just even played again yesterday and just have both those games on the same day.
Yeah,
like they're ready to go.
Everybody's physically tired and mentally or whatever, but this is what these young ladies have been dreaming about this process probably when they were like 8. I don't know when they started playing, like 8 years old.
Well, I remember when they committed to Jalen Reyes. He told the story on air. It's, big sell to those guys was like, they were going to be the ones to take down Wisconsin. And they took down Wisconsin, and it's like, okay, let's reset the compass on where we want to go.
Penn State and beat their get a little revenge. And now everybody else you got to just deal with what we had to deal with for a whole year. But, when you really dream, like when you try to, everybody's aspirations, just what you think about on days like today, like for me was football. When you watch football on Sundays, like what could be, this is what I want to play on in college. I want to play in championships. I want to win championships. So it's a really unique process to go through that very few people, get the chance to. So that's why I'm excited to watch them embrace that moment and then obviously be successful. So we're going to take a quick break, come back and see if we can pull up a little.
I'll have to check on the Phil Snow audio
Phil Snow.
if someone cut that up.
Yeah, or we can just find the quotes.
All right, we can do that too.
We got to call him Dr. Phil now. Yeah, Dr. Phil Snow. Jay Foreman inside the huddle. We'll be right back.
It's the holiday season. Time for work parties, friend get-togethers, and family gatherings, which means lots of eating. Maybe you think you've perfected your holiday meals, and maybe you have no idea where to even start. Let's fix that right now. No holiday party is complete without Führer's cheese spread. It goes well with any type of cracker, pretzels, apples, chili, vegetable, chips, and of course, it's perfect to pair with wine or beer. Holiday meals aren't complete until Führer's cheese spread is on the table. Find your own container at your nearest local grocery store today. MWR is dedicated to building attractive, affordable steel buildings that exceed your expectations. From commercial to residential to agriculture storage, steel buildings are cost-effective, attractive, and versatile. Plus, they're a lasting investment and an ideal choice. MWR uses Sentinel Building Systems out of Albion and can service you all over the state and region. If you have interest in a steel building, post-frame building, or fencing, give MWR a call today at 402-980-5273 or go to mwrbuildingandfence.com.
At Parkview Animal Hospital in Lincoln, it's not just their professional care that sets them apart, but their warm staff and state-of-the-art facilities. Whether it's for a routine checkup or a comprehensive medical procedure, at Parkview, your pet isn't just another number, but a valued member of their caring family. Visit them at pahlincoln.com today and in person just south of 14th and Pine Lake Road. Parkview Animal Hospital, your pet, their passion for happier, healthier, furry friends.
Hi, I'm Steve Carper for O Street Carpet. For Christmas, we're doing everything possible to help you spruce up your home without making a dent in your holiday budget. If you need new wood flooring, new carpet, ceramic tile, vinyl, area rugs, or custom blinds, you want to shop at O Street Carpet. We offer 12 months same-as-cash financing, Lincoln's best selection in stock, free in-home measuring, and we'll install it right away. 1732 O Street. We want to make you a customer for life.
Empower a child today with the Teammates Mentoring Program by building a relationship based on strengths and chart a brighter future 1 week at a time. Find out how you can be a mentor by visiting lincolnteammates.org. Become what you needed as a kid by joining the Teammates Mentoring Program today.
Have you heard about Advanced Medical Imaging Surgery Center? Located at 7555 Pioneers Boulevard, Advanced Medical Imaging Surgery Center offers compassionate, patient-focused care and provides outpatient surgery services, making it possible to have non-emergency surgery and return home the same day. Advanced Medical Imaging Surgery Center specializes in cardiology, vascular radiology, orthopedics, pain management, and much, much more. Give them a call today at 402-261-1085 or online at amimaging.com.
Did you know that deer collisions are covered under the comprehensive portion of your car insurance? That means, like with hail damage or vandalism, since they are out of your control, they don't usually raise your insurance rates. And that's a good thing, since most deer don't carry liability insurance. At Eustace Body Shop, we fixed all kinds of animal collision damage, from cows to raccoons, bobcats, and even turkeys. We can't do much for the animal, but we can get your car back on all fours and looking like new again.
The most recommended Eustace Body Shop. That's who we are.
At Riddle's Jewelry, we know there are moments in life when you realize this is what it's all about. And you wish you could hold on to that feeling forever. This is why we've made jewelry our passion for 65 years. This holiday season, find the perfect gift with savings up to 50%. Riddle's Jewelry, family owned since 1959.
Located in Lincoln at the Gateway Mall.
Winter is just around the corner. Is your vehicle ready? Don't get left out in the cold. At A1 Automotive, we prep your car for whatever winter throws your way here in Nebraska. For battery checks, to brake inspections, tires, heaters, whatever your car needs to keep you and your family safe on the road, we've got you covered. A1 Automotive, always honest answers.
Back to Inside the Huddle, sponsored by Advanced Medical Imaging. Here is your host, Jay Foreman.
Well, we're back. Second segment, Jay Foreman, Inside the Huddle. Once again, brought to you by Advanced Medical Imaging, 7601 Pioneers Boulevard. I think Dr. Razzmatazz is going to be on Old School Monday, or the 15th. What day is that, Tuesday? Or no, Monday.
Yeah, that'd be Monday.
Yeah,
15th?
Monday. Yeah. I got my days mixed up, man. Once after Thanksgiving hits, Harrison, I'm just...
It's a blur.
It's the Groundhog's Day. Because every day looks the same, and every day's cold.
For me, that doesn't hit until after New Year's.
Yeah.
That's that slog. Unless you got a girl and you're looking forward to Valentine's Day, but
what guy is looking forward to Valentine's
exactly,
Day?
it's a slog.
What would the Valentine's Day version for guys? What would that be called?
Valentine's Day version for guys?
Guys Day, just leave you alone day.
Yeah,
yeah,
just
peace.
Yeah,
yeah,
just not moving day.
Yeah, so Dr. Razan will be on Monday on Old School. I think he usually comes in about 5, so it'll be good. We'll talk about the some injuries that have been going on in sports and what he's got going on over there at AMI, or what they have going on over there at AMI. They always have continued to expand their horizons per se. So anyways, one person that was expanding some horizons this week was Dr. Phil Snow. And it was interesting as I'm looking here at some of the quotes. He was just like, and it was in what people, before we get into it, people have to understand, when you get into bowl practice, the first week or so, because, depends on, where you're at, like where you're like what you're playing for, because we would always be playing for the conference championship, Big 12, Big 8, or big, championship. So teams were already in a bowl. We were playing a game, right? So we were in championship weekend. But then you kind of are getting together before you know where you're going. Now, granted, when we were winning national championships, we knew exactly where we were going. But the one year we didn't play in the national championship, that first week is like back to the basics in spring ball. So even though he was brutally honest about that, as far as like we need to get back to that is normal, because you don't even know who you're playing, because they were practicing and evaluating, self-scouting, and obviously hiring, and then you were waiting to see who you're going to where you're going to play first of all, and then who you're going to play, which was Utah. And then after the Big Ten championship, then they knew exactly where they were going to play. One of the quotes he says here is that he says, anytime that you see plays that aren't really well executed, not knowing what they're doing is the problem. People aren't in proper gaps. Their eyes aren't doing what they're supposed to. Some of the guys at times don't even know what the call is. That's and easy that people can say, oh, well, that's why John Butler was fired. They're like, at some point in time, when you're a player, and this is the honest God truth, 75% is on you. 25% is on the coach, in my opinion. Right? And it might be safe as 50-50. Okay, that's fine. You're in a relationship with, like, here's what I always tell athletes. Like, you're young, so sometimes kids, I might train some kids that may be like 12 to 18 years old, right? You guys aren't married. I always say you guys aren't married right now, but you're marrying this sport. Whatever sport you're trying to play, right?
Mm-hmm.
To the level that you're saying, which is varsity and then potentially any level in college. You're married to that sport. You're in a relationship with that sport, a day-to-day, hour-to-hour relationship with that sport. So if you don't pour into that relationship or that sport, it might work out once, right? Like you're asking about Valentine's Day. Okay, let's say, you didn't take the garbage out, or you didn't pay the bills for a couple months, and then you're like, oh man, I forgot, and then you do it, right? Like your partner might not notice, and you might get away with it. But when it comes down to tax season, or you got to look at your credit score, right? Well, what happened here to our credit, which is the relationship? This same thing, the credit with a football, like with football, you're married to it.
Mm-hmm.
The more you put into football, you will get more out. There's no guarantee how much, but you will get more out of it. The less you put into it, or if you only put in the bare minimum, the only guarantee is that you're going to get less than what you strive for. There's an old saying is like, you can't get mad at the results from the work you didn't put in. And I think that's what he's saying. And then he said, like, another quote is, he's like, we got to play at the level that we're capable of. I'm trying to get 100% out of all of them that way on the non-physical thing. So that's what he's talking about. I need you more invested. If you're going to be here and play on defense in particular, what he's talking about, and he's been a pretty successful coordinator wherever he's won, is like, I'm going to demand, and I want somebody to demand more than what you've been given, because I know you can give me more than you're capable of. And maybe that was kind of the disconnect. It's very easy to go there and some of these kids shut down when they're not successful or when it gets tough.
Mm-hmm.
So that does fall some on the players. But then also, with Coach Butler coming from the NFL, you kind of expect guys that, when you're coaching pros know one thing. If I don't do my job, if I let my relationship with football, you literally are in a one-on-one relationship with the game. And you want to know the biggest difference, Harrison, is this. And I learned this early. And I'll never forget my man, Henry Jones. I used to call him Big Bang Hank. And he was the coolest dude. He was a veteran. And he was one of the highest paid safeties. And he was a great mentor. Used to talk, just kind of, we'd be riding, in the plane and bus, and he'd just be dropping little nuggets. And I came in as a rookie. I had other veterans in front of me. He's like, you're playing well on defense. He's like, that don't mean anything. Them two dudes are starting. Both of them got new contracts. You need to be dominant in the kickback league. That's special teams. He's like, that's how you stay in the league. That's how he's like, you're going to play bad on defense as a young player. Because he's like, you don't know what you know anything. And I'm sitting there like, man, I never played bad. That's what I think. Like, yeah, right? And then I commenced and I played it. He's like, but what keeps you employed is being a good special teams player.
Oh, 100%. If I'm an NFL coach, I'm looking at value.
Right. But the difference, and then he told me the difference is, he's like, listen, we could go out there. We were going to play, we're going to play New England. I'll never forget, because it was kind of around Christmas time. I mean, I never played regular season around then. I mean, I was going to play one game. We're playing back-to-back weekends. As a matter of fact, I think we were playing Christmas Day. He said, listen, we could go up here and get blown out. And we're still in the playoff race. He's like, we're going to make the playoffs, but we can go up here and get blown out. He's like, they know that. We could lose a game, but you got to turn the page. But he says, when they start to evaluate you, right, they want to know if you played good. You did your job. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
He's like, the more that everybody does their job, the more wins we'll get. They're looking to see who didn't do their job on a consistent basis. Now, that was the pros then. College was different. Now it's all the same. Now it's semi-pro. And so what he's saying here is like, your investment has to be as much or more than we're investing in you financially. And they're invested in heavily every player on there financially. You got the Taj Mahal over there. You got probably gourmet meals over there. Not probably. I know you have gourmet meals over there. There's not a thing as far as recovery that you don't have over there.
Mm-hmm.
And then you got the state-of-the-art weight room. And I don't know what else you got. You got social media
Red light therapy.
Yeah, you got social media
on,
team.
Yeah.
You got everything. You probably got 18 jerseys and all that. So there's nothing over there that you don't have for you to be successful. And you got the best fan base.
Except all, like, the difference is, like, in the NFL, the pro, like, if you, again, it's individualized. You start playing bad, your contract, when it comes up, no one's going to take you back. For college football, once you get that deal, it's pretty much guaranteed locked in.
For a year?
Yeah.
1 year.
And if you're a good enough athlete, people are going to keep rolling the dice on you.
They are, but when
you get to the NFL, obviously it turns off.
Depends.
To a degree. If you are a freak generational
if you are
athlete.
a first, second, or third round pick, you'll get probably a couple chances. That's the same way here. You're not gonna, or in college, you're not gonna get some overblown NIL deal crap the bed and get another one there. Now, position depending now. But what you're seeing now in a trend, retention is the way to go.
Mm-hmm.
So what does that do to the free agency market as far as the portal market? That lessens the contracts down there. Now, position is based on positions. Offense and defensive linemen will always be paid a premium because there's not enough good ones out there. So they always have a little bit advantage. Quarterbacks as well. But generally, they would rather keep a quarterback even if he didn't play well. Like Sellers in South Carolina, he didn't, play up to expectations, but they bring him back knowing he can get another year, play better, save money, and the continuity. Why? Because the coach has to win. So that position I know I have secure. Now everybody else let's figure out the rest of the team. So it's no different. And, another quote here, Phil Snow says, think about how hard you play. That doesn't take talent. Knowing what you're doing, that doesn't take talent. Now the physicality game, a little bit of that does, but there's a lot of heart in what you got to bring to it. So really what he's saying, all the things that take no talent, we need to do better.
Well, it's a fair statement.
And so when you look at the last, I guess from the Minnesota game on, let's just say that, right? I mean, there was a little bit of leaky runs against, obviously, Michigan and Michigan State. There was some period Northwestern. He's saying all the non-talent things will come out of you, the things that don't take talent, once the accountability to each other, goes up. So he gave you a deep dive into some of the issues that we saw maybe in a 2 or 3 game snapshot.
Is any of that surprising though, what he said?
Yes and no. No, because I just know that this is what I know. And then obviously I think you have more talent than what you like. I think you're better defense than what you played.
Yeah.
From against the
just
run.
like a lack of mental focus at
So
times.
when you're not playing well, then I just say, okay, well, let's look at the things that are controllable, right? So those things weren't addressed. That has nothing to do with what their plays the opponent is calling. So that's why it's not surprising. I'm a little surprised probably with the coordinator and the players that you have that have been around for a while that it went on that long. Like, when you said, Coach Rule said, after Penn State, you had 8, the first 8 plays you bust. Like, dude, like what, I mean, the defenses that you were running were probably just like the first or second defense you ran, let alone you practiced all week. Like, here's the thing, and this is where there's John Butler or Coach Oric that's coming in here as a D coordinator, whoever, any coach, or even, Coach Dana or Holgerson as well. They're not calling plays on their play sheet that they hadn't practiced or like game plan for, practice, walk through, and seen the team execute. They're not. There's not a coach that walk in the face of the earth and saying, I'm going to spend all this time and put in plays that don't work. Now, some of them probably you should be like, that's not the right time to call it. But the first 8 plays, that's just kind of like the feeling. It's like a boxing match. You know how they kind of just jab a little bit, just kind of.
Well, I mean, the defense has got a script too. It's not as set in heart stone, but they know what they want to do. That's the script of this is how we assess this team heading into it. If we need to change it, we will. But like you said, the first 8 plays, you shouldn't.
The whole defense is scripted.
Yeah.
Because it's based on the personnel down and distance. So it's an educated guess. Like, first and second down, Penn State or Iowa likes to run these type of plays with this personnel at this part of the field. So that's going to give me probably 4 or 5 fronts that I'm going to or defenses I'm going to play. And then you practice them all week. Like, all right, this looks pretty good because we really know it.
Yeah, and I think that's what that Minnesota game showed, that for me, like, there's just a lack of mental focus because you knew damn well what Minnesota was going to do.
Yeah.
For the past few matchups that we've had him.
Yeah.
Iowa was a little bit different because they have a running quarterback, but not that much different. Penn State, you had a good idea.
Yeah.
And again, I just see those one-on-one matchups, and like we just were not winning, or we were just having guys not in the right spot, just miscommunicating, and then
we weren't owning our gaps. We were playing too high. I mean, all the things that you can control, we weren't doing, and it made Penn State look like, I don't know, like the Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah, and then sometimes we'd win the matchup, but then not keep contained or get too greedy, and then it's just the whole thing blows up again.
And here's another quote here before we go to break. He called this game critical for everyone involved. All right.
I agree.
All right. So that means I like you. This is what I like.
Yeah, this is what I'm always hoping to hear because
No, no.
Utah is not going to give a damn
But
if your feelings.
I like it because we're cranking this pressure up, though. That means your sphincter muscle is going to be tight and it's on.
Good, I think.
It also lets you know they're watching you. So pretty much he's telling you, players, don't get comfortable.
The equivalent of like a contract year in the NFL?
Yeah.
For a lot of these guys?
Yeah, because we're looking somewhere else. We might have to look somewhere. He says this, not just for the players, for coaches too.
I like that.
How we play on the field is a direct reflection who's coaching them. It's our job to get them to play a certain way. So
he's put everyone on notice.
Yeah. Yeah, I like it. And they made some adjustments and stuff like that. I mean, I think it's I mean, look, the pressure that you can create, the good pressure is that hopefully bring some good results. And I think sometimes you got to see where guys at when you back them in the corner and see what you're made of. And you should all want to do better. You should never feel okay with being just okay or just taking another, knock on the chin on national TV, especially because you can say, yeah, we should get bigger defense linemen, sure, but we have to play better before you try to go get you. We got to go play better. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like you're not playing your best, and maybe you need coaching changes, and that's what they did to do the best. But then also with coaching changes comes change. So then even so now you have a new D coordinator in Phil Snow /Oric, is that now you have even the guys that are holdovers, you're new coaches as well. You're learning a new system and a new standard. It better be. And it goes down to the players too. Because just because you might have thought like, okay, I can chill for a year because I know I'm not going to play. Well, you might not never play because you might not be the idea or the player for this new staff, right? So what you do in practice and what you do when you get in the game is like essentially a job interview. Because, Harrison, there will be some changes coming down the pike. This is year 4. This is not play time anymore. This is a look-see into 2026. I think a lot of guys are going to play, right? Because we got to see what you're made of. Emmett's not playing. Pressure on the running back room. So pressure against us because we're up against the clock. I see you, Eric. I think we'll talk a little NFL action because we got my man Phillip Rivers at almost my age.
44. That's me.
We'll be right back. We'll talk a little NFL, get some predictions. Jay Foreman inside the huddle. We'll be right back.
Get rid of pesky critters once and for all with Bats to Rats. Their expert team is here to help you reclaim your home. No more sleepless nights caused by crawling critters or flapping wings. Bats to Rats ensures a safe environment for every family member. Check the website at batstorats.com for amazing offers. And if you mention this ad, you'll receive $10 off your initial inspection cost. Call Bats to Rats today at 402-781-8691. That's 402-781-8691. Bats to Rats.
I'm Karen Carr. I've been a realtor for 31 years. When I made a company change 12 years ago, I chose Lincoln First Realty, now NP Dodge. It's the oldest independently owned realty company in the country. Since becoming NP Dodge, we've continued our tradition of community involvement. Our management and staff are always available to offer support in marketing, technology, social media, and educational opportunities.
Expand your career with NP Dodge. Call Eric at 402-434-2222.
26 Love Nebraska season are now available. Single match tickets start as low as $16, even cheaper if you want to bring a group. Don't miss your chance to see professional stars like Jordan Larson and Lexi Rodriguez in action this season. Purchase your preferred ticketing option today by visiting lovneb.com/tickets.
A business's phone is the lifeline to its customers and potential clients. That's why it's so important that you can take calls seamlessly from anywhere, whether you're on the road or in the office. Hamilton Business Technologies can help ensure your phone rings wherever you are. We can equip your headquarters and any of its locations with the right tools for smooth, professional call handling. As the official business IT partner of the Huskers, we know how to keep Nebraska businesses connected. Learn more at hamiltonisbusiness.com.
Hey, all Nebraskans. Our good friends at Gary Michaels Clothiers just informed me that a holiday suit sale is now in progress. All suits are now reduced for the taking to make any man look exceptional this holiday season and into the new year. Suits starting regular price at just $6.98, less discounts, big savings, and alterations always free. Come by and see the guys at Gary Michaels, Gary, Nate, and Fabian, located at 56 and Pine Lake Road in Village Gardens, right here in Lincoln.
Mike, the insurance company wants us to replace the roof.
Wait, what? I thought everything was fine.
Yeah, it says right here our roof is too old and they won't be able to cover us anymore.
I guess it is 15 years old. Hi, I'm Austin with Roofing Service Company. We help homeowners with their roofing and siding projects. Financing options are available, and we can get you under a new roof no time at all. If this sounds like you, visit roofingservicecompany.com. That is roofingservicecompany.com.
Nutrition Authority invites you to check out Renew PM, the ultimate nighttime recovery formula. Fall asleep faster, stay asleep longer, and wake up refreshed. Renew PM can only be found at Nutrition Authority, the home of better than internet pricing. Own the night with Renew PM. For store info, visit mynutritionauthority.com.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait. Apply now.
Ticket listeners know a dream team when they see one. At Applied Connective, we've been in the game for 20 years and have developed a team of world-class leaders in all things IT. From cybersecurity and Microsoft products to physical security, audio-video, infrastructure, business phone systems, and anything in between, we'll help you leverage technology to become your most secure, efficient, and profitable. Head to our website to check out real reviews and testimonials and sign up for a free tech consultation. We can show you where you might be vulnerable, inefficient, or overspending. It's a game changer, and it's totally free. Claim yours right now at appliedconnective.com.
At Fairway Meat Market, you're family, and as part of the family, they want to save you money on your meat and groceries. Now through December 14th, enjoy USDA Choice 8-ounce New York strips, $6.99 each, 85% lean ground beef, $4.98 per pound, all natural boneless chicken breasts, $2.48 per pound, and holiday gift boxes are available for $50. That's all at Fairway Meat Market in the Rockledge Square Shopping Center, just south of 84th and Van Dorn.
You're listening to Inside the Huddle with Jay Foreman, sponsored by Advanced Medical Imaging.
What up, we're back. Jay Foreman, Inside the Huddle. Advanced Medical Imaging, 7601 Pioneers Boulevard. Take care of all your imaging needs, and they definitely take care of me. But, Harrison, the Colts.
Philip Rivers is back.
Yeah.
Is this number retired?
Not with the Colts.
Not with the Colts, but with the Chargers?
Eventually will be.
Okay.
He went into the Chargers Hall of Fame.
It's not up there yet.
He's getting 17 back because I think wasn't Daniel Jones wearing that? Then he can wear it. Yeah. So
I was trying to think. I don't know if they have the Chargers, but if you'd run into a game where you had goes place the Chargers and this jersey is retired there.
Yeah, I think so.
This is the longest gap that a player has gone from
without playing.
Yeah, pro. It was this is 5 years. Can you name some of the other ones?
Dion was like 2 years.
Yeah, Dion was like the next longest.
Yeah.
And otherwise, it's a very rare thing, and especially
he was just hanging out one time.
Yeah.
And Ray Lewis was like, "Man, we got injuries. Why don't you come in and play?" And then he was like, "Man, my toe feels pretty good." Went out and ran a 40 off the couch, ran like a 4 or 5 flat, and played for 2 more years at safety or whatever. But yeah, it'll be interesting. I mean, I think he'll be able to throw the ball effectively. He won't be able to move. I mean, he'll be, they're going to have to get quick passing game. It's going to be interesting to see how he plays. You want to know the real reason?
He's going to play like how Rodgers plays today.
You want to know the real reason he's coming back?
No.
You don't want to?
I mean, yeah. I have no idea what it is, though.
It's called Cobra. Here's the real reason. This is for you, Eric, and hopefully Austin, if you're listening. So in the NFL, once you retire, you're on NFL insurance for 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
I'm dead serious.
Yeah.
Philip Rivers has like 12 kids. He's a grandpa. You running a house with 12 kids, that Cobra, hey, I know Philip Rivers made a lot of money. That Cobra is killing it. I bet you the first couple months is killing him. Now that he plays, right, for the rest of the season, or if he's on the roster for the rest of the season, injured reserve or not, it's 5 more years.
He's just, it's a genius move.
He ain't stupid.
12,
yeah. Listen.
That's a lot of,
listen. I had like myself and my 2 daughters. Listen, you talking about for him? That's got to be $4,000 or $5,000 a month. Easy.
I bet you it's more than that with 12.
With Cobra, killing you. And I don't know if his wife works, and I don't know if he was like a teacher at a school. I mean, that would just probably be his whole contract. We'll just pay you for health insurance. That's the real reason he's coming back.
Phil Rivers back for health insurance.
It's a G move, and he's going to get another year on retirement. He ain't stupid. Go ahead, Phil Rivers. Do your thing. I wish you all the luck, Phil Rivers, doing it. Plus, I want to see Shedeur Sanders get busy, but I want the Bears to win.
Yeah, it's not.
I want him to light the Bears
I'm
up.
not worried about Shedeur. I'm worried about Garrett.
Oh, yeah. He's trying to go for the record today.
Yeah, and he's hearing Williams about how fast he is. He's going to he took that personal.
Yeah, he keeps the cemetery of quarterback. So, he does the thing on Halloween.
Yeah.
I'm sure Williams will be up there. So, Jay Foreman, Inside the Huddle, Advanced Medical Imaging. We'll holler at you next week.
Happy holidays, Nebraska. The Christmas event of the year is coming to the Lead Center. A Christmas Story, the musical, with all your favorite funny gags. The Fragile leg lamp, the Red Ryder BB gun,